This is 21 Questions. It's a little trivia podcast that I do. Thank you for coming to play. My name's Mike. I run a trivia company called Trivia Tribe. I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a former radio host, and I'm glad you're here. Let's go. Question 1. What beat scissors in a game of scissors, paper, rock? It'll be rock, and it's cheating to hold up one finger and say dynamite, and I think you know which finger I'm talking about. Question 2. Inches, feet, and yards are units in what system of measurement? There's two main ones. There's imperial and there's metric. The metric system, of course, centimetres, metres, but inches, feet, and yards is imperial. Question 3 is a movie question. Which actor played the lead role of disc jockey Adrian Cronauer in the movie Good Morning Vietnam? That would be the late, great Robin Williams. Question 4 is always a true or false question in this podcast. True or false? One needs 2 dice to play cribbage. That's false. You don't need any. Cribbage is not a dice game. Question 5. Which 4-letter word beginning with F is a small, high-pitched, transverse flute that is similar to a piccolo? That's a fife. A fife, it's technically called a transverse flute, but that doesn't mean much to me, and I didn't think it would mean much to you. 6. Which legendary stuntman died in November of 2007 at the age of 69 after suffering ill health for many years, known for his jumps across the Grand Canyon, or attempted jumps across the Grand Canyon, spoiler alert, did not go well, and across fountains in Las Vegas? He was Evel Knievel. Now, if you don't know much about Evel Knievel, he's absolutely worth a Google. So many injuries, so many accidents, and he just kept on going because it's what he did. It's who he was. Question 7. The name of which fruit can also mean to remove certain elements from a plant to cut it back? To prune it. You prune it. After question 7, we do the first clues for the episodes. Who am I? Today, it's a person. Who am I? I was born in 1924 in the small town of Plains, Georgia, where my family operated peanut farm. After graduating from the U.S. Naval Academy, I served as a naval officer before eventually returning home to run the family business. Spoiler alert, he ends up in politics. Who's that? Doesn't matter if you don't know yet, because there are more clues coming after question 14. Question 8. For which country did the swimmer Peter van den Hoogenband win 3 Olympic gold medals? Peter van den Hoogenband was a Dutchman. He was from the Netherlands. Question 9. Which 3-letter abbreviation was the official name of the Soviet Union's premier security agency, secret police, and intelligence agency from 1954 to 1991? They were the KGB, very much a feared organisation. They've been mostly replaced now by the SVR, and SVR, of course, stands for Foreign Intelligence Service. Question 10 is a classic movie question. Which 1965 movie musical starred Julie Andrews and won 5 Oscars? Was that Mary Poppins, or was it The Sound of Music? That was The Sound of Music. Mary Poppins was in 1964. It won 5 Oscars as well, but was nominated for more. Question 11 is a true or false. True or false? Cambodia was formerly known as Kampuchea. That one's true. Worth a Google as well, just quietly. Question 12, British royalty. How many King Henrys has the British monarchy had? Tell the truth. Are you sitting there going, I'm Henry VIII, I am, Henry VIII, I am? Because the answer is in fact 8. There were 8 King Henrys. Henry VIII. Question 13. Which band had hits with It Must Have Been Love and Joyride? Now that was Roxette, and a lot of people won't know that It Must Have Been Love was originally a Christmas theme song. The line in It Must Have Been Love, well, it's a hot winter's day, was originally, well, it's a hard Christmas day, because it's all about being brokenhearted at Christmas time. There you go. Songs by Roxette. Question 14. Does the term dipsomnia describe a medical condition involving an uncontrollable craving for cigarettes or alcohol? If you are a dipsomaniac, you like a drink. It's alcohol. More clues now for the Who Am I, bearing in mind that we're looking for an American man, a peanut farmer who joined the Navy. When last we checked in with him, he had left the Navy and had gone back to work on the farm. Who am I? I entered politics, first becoming governor of Georgia before launching a successful campaign for national office. From 1977 to 1981, I served as the 39th President of the United States during a period marked by energy shortages and the Iran hostage crisis. Wow, an energy shortage and troubles with Iran. Such a long time ago. It's all very different now, isn't it? Never mind. We'll move on. More clues for that later. Question 15. Name the two lead actors from The X-Files. There was Gillian Anderson and David Duchovny. Controversial viewpoint, I've never seen an episode of The X-Files. My friends tell me I would love it. Question 16. Is a seal an amphibian or a mammal? Seals are mammals. Question 17. In physics, what symbol/letter denotes the speed of light? That'd be c. So Einstein's E equals mc squared. The c is the speed of light. Question 18. Don't ask me what the rest of it stands for. That's a bit too highbrow for me. Question 18. From which language does the alligator get its name? Is alligator a word that traces back to the Spanish or the French? It's Spanish. Alligator is Spanish for el lagarto, which I imagine means giant lizard that will eat you. I don't know. Question 19. Alive or not so much? We do one of these every episode where I ask you about a person and you tell me if you think they're alive or dead. So question 19. Still alive or not so much? Burt Reynolds, American actor. He was in the Cannibal Run movies. He was in Smokey and the Bandit, I'm pretty sure. The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Dolly Parton. Is Burt Reynolds alive or dead? Burt Reynolds died in 2018. He is no longer with us, but his movies live on, of course. Question 20, music question to bring us home. Here we go. Which band had hits with Losing My Religion, Shiny Happy People, and Orange Crush? That's REM with Michael Stipe out the front. REM. Okay, final clues now for the Who Am I. We're talking the 39th American president. Here we go. Who am I? After leaving office, I devoted decades to humanitarian work, helping monitor elections and building homes with Habitat for Humanity. In 2002, I was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for my efforts to promote peace, democracy and human rights around the world. I am Jimmy Carter. Alrighty, that brings us to the end of the main part of the show, but now we go to the listener questions, which is a part of the show that I'm really enjoying. It gives you, the listener, the opportunity to provide a trivia question that I will read out and ask the listeners on your behalf. If you've got a question you'd like me to ask, send it to me via the 21 questions page on Facebook. You can give me the answer if you want, but you don't have to. I will look it up either way. Last episode, Liz from Colorado sent me a message. I loved hearing from Liz because that was the second time a player from overseas has sent me a trivia question. I love it. Liz from Colorado asked, is legato a term used in music or cooking? Legato is a music term, and I'm pretty sure it means slow. This episode, Glennis sent me the following question. What is the world's oldest currency still in continuous use? Interesting. Apparently it dates back to before 1066, so that's a long time. I don't know off the top of my head, but I will Google it, or I could just read the answer Glennis gave me, but that would spoil the theatre of the mind that I'm trying to build here. So that question again, which is the world's oldest currency in use since before the year 1066? 66. Okay, that brings us to the end of another episode of 21 Questions. Thank you very much for your company. I would love it if you could comment your score on the podcast app that you're listening to this on, just so I can get an idea where to pitch the questions. I've been wondering all along, are these too easy? Are these too hard? Are these about right? What topics do you like? I am your servant in all things podcast trivia, and I'd like to put the questions where you'd like them to be. Thank you very much for listening. Send me a trivia question if you'd like. The way I mentioned before, this podcast comes out every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday. I'll catch you next time. Thank you for listening. Bye.